Good morning, Ronnie. Boy, Ronnie H.
There was a big S or a small S.
Hey, well, you got it figured out because here you are.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you have superior intelligence like I do, you figure these things out.
That's why I bet on you, dude. I bet that you were going to figure it, and you did, and people are just throwing money at me now because I have faith in my boy, my dog. Let's go on. You can take it all in, boy. You earned it. Hey, let's give our love to Jesus.
Sure.
Ephesians, 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 chapter 3, verse 20 through 21. Now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us, to him be glory in the church and in the Christ Jesus throughout all generations, forever and ever. Amen.
Amen. Cowbell.
How about you? Can't hear that, can you? Oh, did you hear it there? Because I put it way
No,
back here.
no, I can't hear it.
Isn't that crazy?
I told you the other day I couldn't hear it.
I know. Well, hey, by the way, we're doing well. Our views are going up a lot on Rumble.com. I want to thank all of our Rumble
Yes, yes.
watchers. We're slowly gaining traction
We
on
have a
YouTube.
salute to
Salute
Rumble.
to the Rumblers.
Oh wait, no, we'll do a coffee salute.
A coffee salute.
Coffee and things with Ron and Randy salute.
Yeah, buddy. We're slowly gaining traction on YouTube. A little traction on X, the old Twitter. But Facebook, you know, that's because mostly that's where my family is. So, you don't get a lot of people watching there.
Well, that's because I don't know. Facebook is
I don't know how it still survives. Not a lot of people I know are on Facebook anymore.
well, a lot of people are leaving it because a lot
No.
of bullshit on there, dude.
Yeah, well, they're trying to flip the script. Like they got in bed with big fat corrupted U.S. government and were suppressing everybody, for suppressing free speech because big fat corrupted U.S. government had everybody convinced Trump wasn't going to win and we're going to be a one party system of extreme leftists, and it didn't turn out that way. The we the people power has spoken.
Power,
So they're trying to flip the script and get back in bed with
power,
everybody. I think it might be too late.
power to the people. Yeah,
Power to the people.
power to the people.
Power to the people. Hey, so there's going to be a new wrestling format coming out.
Oh yeah,
Yes, you know what that guy what's his name? Hendrickson. He won the medal or something that Trump was at when he stunned Minnesota's Gabe Stevenson, and he went up and he hugged and shook hands with the coach. That's just I'm trying to set up the timeline. I don't even know what it was for. Outside of NXT and WWE and local pro wrestling, that's pretty much where I don't watch any more wrestling after that.
was it pro wrestling or was it amateur?
Well, no, I think that was like for the gold medal or something, or the NCAA Division One Wrestling Championship.
Oh, so
That's
it
what
was
it was.
college.
So it's
College.
college. So Hulk Hogan now.
A lot of them guys go to pro wrestling anyways.
Well, because there's not a big field after college wrestling for you to go make money, right?
No, I mean, you can't be like you know. Well, I'm going to work. Hold on, I got my tights, I got my gym bag. You
You know,
know,
and
be
the
walking to
number the
you
number
know,
one
it ain't
pick.
like, you're going to you know, we're going to the gym, and we're going to work. We're wrestlers. So now, we're not professional wrestlers, but a bunch of wrestlers that went to college are going to the gym and we're going to wrestle as our job.
They could become bouncers.
So they could, they carry their lunchbox and, put their hard hat on and work boots but, you know, they put their wrestling boots on.
Yeah, so basically what you're saying is there's not a lot after college wrestling.
No, there's not a lot after college.
No NWL. The number one pick in this year's NWL National Wrestling League.
No, and
Well, that's what Hulk Hogan, he's been voted the commissioner. It's called Real American Freestyle Wrestling. The
so it'd be like,
the RAFW.
well, they could have it like the NHL, like you have a bunch of wrestlers from Buffalo, be like, and now the Buffalo Brawlers will be taking on Minnesota Maulers,
The
and
Snowballers.
and you know, in their match, be like it'd be like going to high school again, except now you represent the city. Well, we're going against St. Louis Sluggers against the New York night nightstick killers.
You know, but I think kind of like lacrosse. Lacrosse wasn't big, but now they got a professional league. And the players don't make a lot, $30,000, $40,000, depending if you're winning
Yeah,
championships.
right. You know.
So you got to start somewhere. But this freestyle, this American or real American freestyle wrestling, it's not going to be like WWE. It's going to be college wrestlers in a professional rank
This
getting
year.
getting paid. I don't know if it's going to be a big draw though. I don't watch college wrestling, so I don't know how they draw in college wrestling, but
Well, it's probably going to be. Is it going to be? Is it going to be the pro wrestling type of style wrestling, or is it going to be
no, it's going to be pro style. It's going to be like
or
in
is it going to be Greco-Roman?
no, no, that's what
Like,
they don't want it to compete with WWE, which
well,
I
if they
kind of
don't want it like that, then are they going to have actual
yeah,
Roman
actually
Greco style wrestling?
no, they're going to take wrestlers that come out of college with college rules, and they're going to transform them, flip them over to pro wrestling. It's not going to be, Jimmy Superfly Snuka doing a triple gainer off the top rope. It's going to be wrestling. They get down on one knee, they flip each other, pin each other.
That's no.
It's not good. It's going to be entertaining, but it's not going to be entertainment.
So it's going to be actual wrestling.
It's going to be actual wrestling. Yeah, maybe it'll
That's
change
what I'm
because
saying. It's Roman. If they call it Roman Greco wrestling.
I was thinking you were talking about Roman, the wrestler from the bloodline.
No. Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, the planes are flying today, boy. Woo!
I thought you were
Woo
talking
are they
about that.
flying today? They are. And uh yes, Air Randy, can you clear what runway 4?
Excuse me. So,
Now entering gate number 6.
landing from outer space on gate number 2. Hey, so I don't know why the Senate they want to try to put the reins on Donald Trump with his tariffs because there's a lot of people that are there's a lot of politicians that are invested in China that are losing money, so they want to stop Trump from putting all these tariffs on.
Well, of course they do.
That's America for you right there. And it didn't pass, by the way, in the Senate. So it's good to know that there's less corrupt people in politics now. He
So Elijah Moore is now with the Bills.
hold on, you can't just jump stories like that. What are you doing? So it's good news. It's good news. We will get to the sports section in about 5 minutes. Look at Ron is just so cool like that. He'll when he thinks you're not paying attention, he would just slip one in on you there.
Well,
So that's good news for America that there's actual politicians that are losing money because they invested so much in China, 10, 20 years ago. Because, they made billions of dollars, but it's not enough now. They need to make trillions.
right,
So
right.
they were stopped dead in their tracks, and Trump is going to be able to continue with these tariffs. You know what? Because I'm fine. All these people that are bitching about tariffs, you know what? You got it. It's gonna hurt a little bit, but it's gonna make this country better. It absolutely is gonna make this country better, and I am on board.
I think it will even out
It will
eventually.
even out.
They just gotta, they gotta talk to Canada, and you know, honestly, there shouldn't be nothing between Canada and the United States, dude.
Well, this is all over the whole
I,
world.
I,
Everybody's been dumping on us.
I'm just upset about that because
I know. Everybody's dumping on. We have a shared cultural um, position with Canada. I get where you're coming from. Canada's got to smarten up, and you know what? They've been sucking the teat of the United States and making so much money off of us for so long. It's really hard to get them off of it. It's like telling a crackhead, "That's it, you're done." He's not going to be like, "Oh, okay." He's going to bitch. He's going to try to rob you. He's going to try to scream and cry. That's what Canada's doing right now.
well,
Weaning is
I
always
mean,
hard.
listen, I have friends that go back and forth with Canada. Okay, and now it's I don't know if you say it's awkward, but I remember you gotta always you always had to pay something you know at, when you go into Canada, but then when you come back to the United States, you gotta you know well, did you buy anything in Canada? Or I'm not exactly sure how it worked. I'm going to look into this because I know Canada. I don't think the United States was ever charging them duty,
you
or
said you said duty.
well, you know what I mean. It's a serious thing with me.
I know, and it's gonna
I
even
mean,
out.
they are, they're a good ally to have, and it's not
Not when they're backstabbing you and stealing your money, Ron,
right.
and that's what Trump's taking
And
care
in a
of.
way, I think that's what they were doing too. And now it's like, but this guy that they elected, this Carney or whatever his name is,
Yeah, he's just he's
he's trying to make it personal, like he's Mr. Hard Ass,
yeah.
you know.
Canada made a mistake with him. Canada,
Okay,
they shouldn't have elected
yeah,
him.
yeah. Well, they're gonna learn. Don't And I mean, I don't know. I'm neutral. I just whatever.
Okay, well, here's a new topic: the U.S. and Ukraine. They signed that landmark minerals
Yeah,
deal.
yeah.
So you know what? So now we have an interest in Ukraine. We want those minerals. So that's gonna stop that war. Watch and see, because nobody wants to escalate the war with the United States because Trump is not going to back down from any threats like past administrations have.
Right.
So
Right.
now we got a foothold. We have a reason for being involved. That's like we want those minerals, and that was a great signing. That was a big signing.
The NFL, he always, whenever he's on a microphone, you never know what's going to
Yeah.
So
That
that's
was
good. So that's more Trump good news. On more Trump good news is Australian billionaire Anthony Pratt. He pledged $5 billion to push the reindustrialization of America. Everybody's investing in America, dude, except
well,
except the Democrats.
he can invest 20,000 over here for a new truck. Yeah. That's Ron Haskell, 30 Riverside Avenue. Yeah, Buffalo, New York. 14207. Yeah.
Big check payable to Ron Haskell.
Send
It's
your
with
check.
two L's.
We're starting a GoFundMe right now.
Well, it's gonna just wait,
Ron
Ron.
Haskell. Yeah.
Pretty soon, like there's gonna
And that's 2 L's on the end of Haskell.
you know what? You watch how the business, the scrap business, is just gonna pick up because we're gonna be
Business.
making our own stuff here.
Business.
Business. I like the way you say business.
Business.
Hey, so here's something that you probably take an interest in.
I might. Let's hear it.
They are. It's starting with the Oklahoma Supreme Court, where they're going to give Trump a victory. Where they just use now tax money on public schools, and they don't give any money to Catholic schools. And when your child has the choice to go wherever he wants to go to school, the government should pick up the tab for Catholic schools as they do public schools, and that's going to be voted to take place in Oklahoma. And it's the first state. So that's going to
Yeah, I mean,
I like it.
honestly, I think all schools should be funded.
Woo! That is a deep Ron moment right there. That was very wise.
You got to understand that this is the education of our future.
Of our future. Very wow, I'm gonna let you go, man. You are on a roll here.
I'm just the knowledge of, I opened up the encyclopedia of Ron's brain.
My hair was blowing back there. If you rewind and look at it, it was so powerful.
Damn right it was.
I agree, dude. If it's for education, it should be
It
picked
should
up. It
be.
should be funded. It should be funded. I agree. And
I mean, college,
well, I think
college tuition,
too.
I think is a little high, but at least half.
Well, some of those
I think
schools
they ought to pay back half. Not full. I mean,
well, no, if you take a loan out, because you can get free college, dude. But if you choose to go to a college that's going to rape you and bend you over, indoctrinate you, well, then you know what? That's your decision because you can get free college.
right. And the junior colleges are fine.
Yeah, and if you take a loan out, you don't have to pay interest on it. You just pay
Community
back the
college.
money.
Right. And there shouldn't be no interest on it.
I
It's
agree.
like, no.
I agree. I
I
agree.
mean, I'm paying for my truck, but but I'm paying interest on my truck.
Well, it's because you made the choice to take a loan out, and you're a man.
I needed. Well, I didn't have no choice. What to do?
Well, you're a man. You have principles. You're going to pay back the money you borrow, and that's why you have a good son there because he's
I have.
step off the old block.
I have some integrity.
Some.
I was raised old school. When you borrow money, you pay it back. Not like half these kids nowadays. They think that that's just a gift. My ass, it's a gift. Listen, someone gives you money, you pay it back.
The money came from
Simple as
somewhere.
that.
Someone's gonna have to pay it back.
Listen, you borrow money, you pay it back. Or you get money from someone, you pay it back. And that's being integrity. That's having integrity, okay? And scruples, okay? You don't just assume that it's a gift, okay? I'm sorry, I get a little bent out of shape
Well,
about
integrity has to be brought back into these youngsters. They've been for the
that.
last 50 years, not even 50, the
No,
last 30
I
years.
tell Eli, I tell my son, listen, if someone gives you money, you make sure that you go out of your way to pay them back.
Yeah. Hey,
I
so
don't,
it's here's some good
I have
news.
done that. I have done that. I've actually chased people down to pay them back. That's just how I am.
What? You still owe me $5.
Don't you owe me 20? Don't you owe me 20
What
for
a
gas?
what a screeching halt that was. See, I have to invest in some sound effects just for moments like that. Hey, but here's some good news. Rocky Horror Picture Show 50th anniversary.
Ah,
Ron, Genevieve and me, we used to dress up as characters from the movie and go to
what was
Rocky Horror
that?
Picture Show.
Dance to you. How did I go? How
Let's
did I
do the
go?
time warp again. So we're gonna have to find out where they're doing a showing of it. I don't know if we'll get dressed up for it because we'd have to
I don't
go
know if I've
shopping
ever
for that.
seen the whole actual thing. I've
Oh,
probably
Ron,
seen some bits and clips of it, but
every year, me and Genevieve would go on Halloween, and we would go to the Tonawanda Riviera.
yeah, well, you're a big Halloween guy, anyways.
I am a big Halloween guy. You're right, but we would get dressed up as characters from the movie, and we'd go and we'd scream and we'd have everything. The toilet paper, the newspaper, the rain, everything. It's an experience. If you haven't done it, go do it once. You don't have to get dressed up, but go enjoy the show. And if there's a balcony, sit in the balcony because it could get a little messy, like going to that watermelon guy comedy show. Gallagher.
Oh, yeah, Gallagher.
Yeah,
Didn't he die or something?
I think he did die. Yeah, I think he did die. Yeah.
Thought I heard he died or
Ugh.
something.
Hey,
So we
so
got the bandits. Bandits tomorrow, bro.
are the bandits?
Bandits
The bandits are tomorrow.
tomorrow, 7:30,
I'm
dude.
not going to be there till Saturday.
Listen, against
We have a team
Vancouver.
only in investing, but also in financial and estate planning and
See,
Now
I
this
don't
is
know how they're doing this.
this is best of three now. This is best of three.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if they're doing it back to back.
I haven't seen the schedule yet.
Structured so we
I've seen it, but I'm not sure exactly.
Fisher Investments.
But for everybody out there, if you want an exciting sport, watch lacrosse, the National Lacrosse League. And
Oh my God,
it's the playoffs. It's the second round of the playoffs right now. It's football. It's wrestling. It's hockey.
It's hockey.
Soccer, all in one.
Ah,
And they throw blows too. They fight. They fight, man.
yeah,
It,
yeah.
it is high intensity sport.
They have been known to fight.
Team fights. I mean, it's a great sport. I absolutely love it.
Look, I have two corned beefs in the crock pot right now. At
Oh
least.
shit. That for tomorrow?
No, that is for tonight.
I don't think you'll be able to save some of that for Saturday, will you?
Listen, my two corned beefs went in that crock pot at 10 after 7 this morning, dude.
Wow.
Listen, they will be done at 6:30. with the carrots. Oh my God! Oh, oh, oh!
Oh, hey, that's a good segue. Do you see what
Oh.
Pringles is teaming up with Miller Lite? They're going to have beer flavored chips and beer.
Ooh,
They're beer and barbecue and sausage and turkey. They got like drinking chips now.
really?
Yeah, so like when I in my back in my days when I did enjoy the
Yeah.
golden nectar.
Can I have? Can I have a? Can I have a Michelob Light Pringle chip, please?
You know,
Yeah.
back in my day when I enjoyed the golden nectar, I never
Golden Nectar.
chips were a big part of it while I was drinking, but
Right.
after drinking, it was usually
See, it's like you
any
drink
place that
Michelob
served
Light.
breakfast.
Well, now the bars can serve like if you got like, yeah, give me a Budweiser. All right, and I'll have some Budweiser chips on the side. So it'd be like you see, so you take a sip of beer, eat a chip, and it's like you know, you're not skipping a drink.
Yeah, so that's a good marketing. That's a good marketing ploy. That's a real good one.
That is good
Hey,
marketing.
so all
They
right, we
ought to
got
have they ought to have beer tasting peanuts or pretzels.
I don't know. You can make your own beer. You can try anything, really. Hey, so since let's end it with sports. We got about 3 minutes left here.
Good.
The
Banana
NA
flavored beer.
well, the NHL playoffs are still going on. A couple of teams have advanced to the second round. Washington is going to take on Carolina in the second round.
Oh, that's gonna be a good one.
Florida is going to take the winner of Toronto and Ottawa, and Toronto's up 3-2.
Toronto should have been already done that, dude.
Well, Ottawa's giving them a fight, so I like I'll watch any game seven of
Listen,
any
listen.
series.
First of all, okay, Toronto, okay, they're always good enough to get to the playoffs, but they can't get over that first round.
Well, they're up
They
three
always,
two.
they always get beat in the first or second round, dude. They're not doing nothing. Toronto, even if Toronto wins this series, they're not doing nothing, dude. Okay.
Okay, so here now in the other
Sorry to all the Canadians, but
that's Ron Haskell at yahoo.com.
go Sabers.
No, so yeah, it's unfortunate Sabres ain't in there. So the Edmonton Oilers are up 3-2 over the Kings.
Dude, they come back, man. Edmonton. I thought for sure the Kings were going to take them.
The Vegas Knights are up 3-2 over Minnesota.
Yeah, and
Dallas
Eichel's.
is up 3-2 over Colorado.
Yeah.
And Winnipeg is up 3-2 over St. Louis.
What about New Jersey? What happened with New Jersey?
Were they even in it? They lost to Carolina 4-1.
Oh yeah, all right, okay. Dude, Eichel's starting to. You know,
Former number one draft choice of the Sabres.
watch. It's going to be Eichel against McDavid again, dude.
Maybe this is Russ's job and it's his thing. It's like, well, now there's this first
Yeah,
round
for the second round. Yeah, that's what it's looking like, and that's fine. I watch
Yeah.
that. All right,
I'll
buddy.
watch that.
That's it for a show. We got under a minute here. Got to say our goodbyes to our fans. Want to thank everybody for tuning in and just listening and having some coffee and listen to us talk some shit about everything because that's what we
Right.
like to do.
That's what we do.
That's what we do.
That's what we do.
Because you know what? You are us and us are you, and we're all one. And let's we know what we're not trying to be smarter than you or dumber. We're just talking, and you understand that, and you get that.
We're just two guys having coffee,
There's two guys having coffee, and it's what you know what.
talking about things.
Maybe
What kind of thing?
in
All
the
sorts of things.
in the near future, we'll start bringing in like one person from a different situation, a different setting, having coffee. You can have coffee with us. All right, we got 15
Are
seconds,
you talking
buddy.
about Yes, coffee drinkers.
I'm Randy Sell.
I'm Ron Haskell.
I want to thank everybody for joining
Peace out.
us. Peace out. Love you. We'll see you tomorrow.